that, hey, like, hey, you know, when we saw this house, there was no hole in the door. I would like the hole to be fixed. Or let's say, for example, he didn't give you the $500 credit for the carpet, but he said he was going to replace it, and we did the final walkthrough, and the carpet wasn't replaced. That's why we have the final walkthrough. So we can find those things, and we can go ahead and ask for the seller before we close. Also, about 2-3 days before your closing, you're going to receive a closing document which states how much your closing cost is going to be, and not just that, your interest rate, your mortgage payment, and they will break down all the fees on what your closing costs are going to be. I'm trying to think of anything else. Because this is essentially how it happens. It's about 35 to 45 days. Depending on negotiations and how things go with your lender, it could be very stressful, but that's why you have the realtor to help you out. Like, hey, here's the situation. This is how we do. A lot of times, don't freak out. Just because we have a set date for our closing, we don't have to close that day. If we need to extend a day or two, we go ahead and extend. Actually, let's talk about a little bit in this process what we're doing and also what we're waiting for. Another thing is, here in this process, not only is the loan being processed, but the bank is also trying to find out if the house that you're buying is worth $200,000. And that is what we call an appraisal. Now, the appraisal is a third party, not related to the realtor, the seller, the bank. They hire a third party to come in here and tell us if the house is worth X amount of money. So that is another thing that we're going to be waiting for. If we get, and typically comes in about a week or 2 weeks before closing, because if the value goes under, let's say, under. Let's say the value comes in at 180,000, but you're under contract for 20,000. There's two things that need to happen there. Either the seller comes down $20,000, or you, the buyer, go up $20,000. That again is another thing that we're going to have to negotiate during that time period. But for example, let's say we bought this $200,000, we get the appraisal back and it comes at $205,000, which is awesome. That's a really good deal. That means you already have $5,000 in the property of equity, plus your down payment of $7,000. So now you have $12,000 sitting in your property, and throughout years that's just going to grow, and it's like one of the benefits of buying a house, because by the time you sell this $9,000 plus the $7,000, the $12,000, it's going to grow, and by the time you sell, you're going to be like, wow. And then all you did is just sit on it. That again, the appraisal comes back, like I was saying, about a week or so before closing. Sometimes, if we cut it close, it can't come 3-5 days before closing or the day before. It happens, you know. Right now, Corpus Christi, it's a hot market, so a lot of appraisers are backed up. Well, and that's typically how it is. So now you're at closing. You receive the closing document, which states how much you're going to bring in. They said, hey, you're going to bring $8,500. That's going to be a money order or cashier's check issued by your bank. Typically, they cost anywhere between $5 to $20 for your bank to issue that. Every bank is different. You'll bring that to closing. The monies won't be delivered to you right there and then after you sign papers. What happens, it needs to be what we call funded, meaning that the money, the loan that you're getting, plus your down payment has been delivered to the seller. And once the seller has the money, that means it's funded, and we're legally allowed to give you guys the keys. Other than that, that's pretty much, essentially, it's pretty much what happens during the transaction. This is a pretty basic one. A lot of other little things can come up during pending. Maybe some outstanding debt that you didn't pay can come up. Let's say, for example, you didn't pay some gym membership. You know, you thought you canceled it, but they still charge you, and you told them, hey, no, I'm not paying that. Well, guess what? If you want to buy a house, you're going to have to pay that gym membership now. What else can come up? Other than that, that's pretty much it. Again, just to go over it takes about 35 to 45 days to close on a house. You have your option period. Then once it's agreed, you go into pending. We do the final walkthrough, make sure they did the repairs. And after the repairs, after the final walkthrough, I mean, we'll go into closing. And that's pretty much it. So hey guys, if you guys like this video, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the like. I do plan on posting more videos like this, maybe do different examples. Depending on the situation, maybe I can go through different loan programs. Other than that, hope everyone's having a good one. Thank you.